Lesson: Key Global Compliance in ISO GDPR. Key global compliance standards are pivotal in ensuring organizations adhere to consistent practices that safeguard data, maintain quality, and ensure legal compliance. Among the most significant of these standards are the International Organization for Standardization Standards and the General Data Protection Regulation. Understanding and applying these standards is crucial for professionals engaged in contract risk mitigation and compliance, as they provide a framework that not only helps in managing risks, but also enhances operational efficiency and legal conformity. ISO standards, particularly ISO 9001, ISO 27001, and ISO 14001, offer comprehensive guidelines for quality management, information security management, and environmental management, respectively. ISO 9001, for instance, is centered around the concept of quality management systems. It provides a set of standardized requirements that organizations can use to ensure they consistently deliver products and services that meet customer and regulatory requirements. Implementing ISO 9001 involves a systematic process that begins with understanding the organization's context and customer needs, followed by establishing a QMS policy, setting objectives, and defining a clear scope. The next steps include designing processes, assigning roles, and implementing a robust documentation system. Regular internal audits and management reviews are critical components, ensuring continuous improvement and effective risk management. ISO 27001 focuses on information security management systems and offers a systematic approach to managing sensitive company information so that it remains secure. This standard involves a risk management process that includes people, processes, and IT systems. The implementation of ISO 27001 begins with a risk assessment to identify potential information security risks and vulnerabilities. Subsequently, organizations are required to establish an ISMS policy, define the scope of their ISMS, and select appropriate control measures to mitigate identified risks. Real-world examples, such as the case of Equifax, illustrate the catastrophic consequences of inadequate information security measures, thereby underscoring the importance of adhering to standards like ISO 27001. ISO 14001 provides a framework for effective environmental management systems. This standard helps organizations improve their environmental performance through more efficient use of resources and reduction of waste. Implementing ISO 14001 requires organizations to develop an environmental policy, identify environmental aspects and impacts, and establish objectives and programs to improve environmental performance. A practical tool often used in this context is the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle, which facilitates continuous improvement by enabling organizations to plan actions, implement them, check the results, and act based on feedback. Companies like Toyota have successfully applied ISO 14001 to enhance their sustainability practices, demonstrating its effectiveness in real-world settings. In parallel with ISO standards, GDPR represents a pivotal regulatory framework aimed at protecting personal data and privacy within the European Union. GDPR compliance is essential for organizations that handle EU citizens' personal data, regardless of where the organization is based. The implementation of GDPR involves several critical steps. First, organizations must conduct a data protection impact assessment to understand the data they process and identify potential risks. They must also appoint a data protection officer if they process large volumes of personal data or if their core activities involve significant data processing. Moreover, GDPR mandates that organizations implement appropriate technical and organizational measures to ensure data security. This includes data encryption, regular security audits, and comprehensive data protection policies. Organizations are also required to establish processes for data breach notification, ensuring that any breaches are reported to supervisory authorities within 72 hours of discovery. The importance of GDPR compliance is underscored by high-profile cases, such as the fines imposed on Google and British Airways for non-compliance, which highlight the financial and reputational risks associated with failing to adhere to GDPR requirements. To facilitate compliance with these standards, professionals can utilize various practical tools and frameworks. For ISO implementation, tools like the Quality Management System software can streamline the documentation and auditing processes, while risk assessment matrices and checklists are invaluable for identifying and mitigating potential risks. Similarly, for GDPR compliance, data mapping tools and privacy management software can help organizations visualize data flows and manage data subject requests efficiently. In addition to these tools, frameworks such as the COSO Enterprise Risk Management Framework can be instrumental in integrating compliance with broader risk management strategies. The COSO ERM framework provides a structured approach for aligning risk appetite and strategy, enhancing risk response decisions, and reducing operational surprises and losses. By adopting such frameworks, organizations can ensure that compliance efforts are not siloed, but are instead an integral part of their overall risk management strategy. In conclusion, key global compliance standards like ISO and GDPR play a critical role in guiding organizations toward achieving operational excellence, data security, and legal compliance. By understanding the requirements and implementation processes associated with these standards, professionals in contract risk mitigation and compliance can enhance their organization's risk management capabilities and ensure adherence to best practices. Through the application of practical tools and frameworks, such as QMS software, risk assessment matrices, and the COSO ERM framework, organizations can effectively navigate the complexities of compliance, mitigate risks, and achieve sustained success. The integration of these standards into everyday business processes not only helps in managing risks, but also fosters a culture of continuous improvement and legal conformity, ultimately leading to enhanced organizational performance and credibility.